like the game is important. We won, but there's some things that are more important. I just want to talk about, and I need to talk about it even more about BG. She had a hearing today, and I was very, I felt very proud of my old club, UMMC, Maxime, and the rest of management and her teammates there, Russian teammates. They spoke up for her today. In court, and they talked about how good of a person she was. And it's one thing to hear that from us all the way over here. Like it's one thing to hear from us, but to actually hear it from Russian citizens and the people of UMMC and how great of a person she is, how much she means to that community, and how much she, we hear from us, and sometimes we may feel like it's on deaf ears, but she is really that great of a person. And I was just proud that you had Russian people in Russian language expressing how great she is, and hopefully that falls on the judge's ears and everybody there to understand, like especially in this political climate that everybody's talking about and that is there. They had the courage to actually speak up and go to bat for her, because she's meant a lot to not only us but to them as well. And so I just hopefully that falls on somebody's heart, and just to understand that she doesn't deserve to be where she is right now. She needs to be in a safe place. And so I was just happy about that, to see that when I read that and heard about that touched me a lot. And hopefully we can get this behind us and we can get her home and be safe. So yeah, now I'm ready for basketball questions.
Any? Sorry to quickly change the subject, but can you walk us through that play with Courtney hitting her head and how she's doing now?
Yeah, I saw it. And so, but you couldn't get an angle.
Yeah.
We don't have the view. So somebody was actually blocking the angle, and somebody hit her in the head. Like she went back. I think she got knocked back, and I don't know whose knee it was. I couldn't see it clearly. I don't know if it was Rebecca's or whoever, but she bumped her head, but she came out to the bench. We evaluated her. She's I think she'll be okay. I mean, she was feeling okay. I talked to her a little bit, and so she'll be fine.
Was she evaluated? What was the process?
I don't know. I don't know the process. I don't know the process because I was coaching the game, so I don't know what happened. I don't know if I don't know. I just talked to her. She was on the bench during the game, and I talked to her, and she told me she was fine. Okay. So I don't know what that entails. So, and I'm not a doctor, so I don't know.
But like when a player hits their head,
I don't know. I wasn't there, so I was coaching the game, so I don't know. I hope that answers your question. I don't know. It's the best answer. That like when I don't know, I don't know.
Coach, when you look at, obviously you guys won the game tonight, and they held Candace for 11 when she didn't score any points. But what does that say just about the Sparks defense, as far as being, defending her, as far as being that premier player that she is?
I thought they came out focused, and they just wanted to. But our thing is the way we play is we just try to find the best shot possible within our offense. And sometimes it's going to be Candace, sometimes it's not. So I don't think it really took anything away from our offense. I think we shot at 49% from the field and 42% from three. And it was just, if you're focused on, we talked about that in the pregame, if you focus on one of our players, then we're going to have other options and other weapons to actually go to. And Candace, she did a great job of not forcing it, and she just let the game come to her. And she didn't make a basket, but she was able to move the ball and get 4 assists, have 11 rebounds. She was able to affect the game in other ways.
How much does it help you to have a deep team like this, where you don't have to rely on 1 or 2 players, where you guys can have a solid rotation?
I mean, it really helps. I mean, we don't have a player averaging over 28 minutes. And I think that's I think it's for us, I think long term is good, and we could stay healthy, and it won't be any overuse, if anything happens. But we just try to balance it out, and we need everybody to feel important, and because you never know whose night it is. Tonight it was our 32-year-old rookie's night, and that's the type of team we wanted to build, and so now it's looking like it's helping us a lot.
Congratulations on the win.
All right, thank you.
Carly Bell from Marquee on Zoom. Carly Bell. Muted.
Sluggish. Do you think it was just tired legs from the last game?
Carly, can you repeat your question?
Carly, I'm sorry. Carly had you on mute. Carly.
The other Carly. No, yeah, for sure.
Go ahead.
First off, just congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
But that first quarter kind of seemed like it was just sluggish from both teams. Do you just think it was tired legs? Do you think it was a road trip? What do you think kind of contributed to the slow start, and then you guys just really picked it up in that second quarter? What do you think was the contributing factor?
I think a lot of it is we have to find a little rhythm too. Coming out of All-Star weekend and having a game the other night, and then traveling to the West Coast with this, hours. I mean, I forgot the English word, but the time difference. I think it's, it made us a little sluggish a little bit, and like to do all this traveling. Now tomorrow we got to go into another time zone. I just thought our legs needed to settle a little bit, and we had to actually get into the flow of the game, and just took us a little bit longer than we wanted to.
And then just to follow up on Rebecca, she's kind of really found her groove, especially here in July. She's really just gelling, especially also defensively.
Yeah.
She's had a lot of steals a lot recently. What have you just seen out of her game over right before the All-Star break and then recently?
I think it's a little unfair to her because she wasn't in the draft conversation. I mean, she wasn't in the draft conversations. So she wasn't a topic of discussion like Nalissa, like Ryan, like Shakira. And so, I'm going to say it. I think she should be up for Rookie of the Year and all defensive team and stuff like that. And because she's doing this on a first place team. And, not to take anything away from the other rookies, the other great rookies in the league, but she's really affecting winning. And, I think she should be considered for this stuff because she's a special talent. And, where do you pick her if she's in the draft? She's a lottery pick. So I just think, she should be in those discussions. And I think she showed why tonight.
And then just one follow-up on Courtney. I mean, I know you're waiting on anything evaluation-wise, but do you see her playing on Saturday if everything comes through?
I don't know anything. I wish I could answer the question. I don't know anything. I talked to her during the game after she had the accident. She was on the bench, and we chose not to play her because we chose. I mean, the game was out of hand, and we wanted to get Julie and Dana some time. So I don't know. So I can't answer that question with a clear thought process.
That's fine. Thank you so much, Coach.
All right.
Last question will go to Stephen Gardner on Zoom. Stephen Gardner.
How you doing, Coach? First of all, thank you for taking some time to shed some light on Brittney Griner situation. I appreciate that. And great win today. So you guys have held in your last 6 games, you held opponents under 48% from the field. And you guys have really just been nailing your rotations regardless of the lineup combinations on the floor. So can you just talk about how you guys are just continuing to just mesh and connect on that end of the floor?
I think we have one goal, and I think the goal for this team is just to be the best team that we can be. And everybody sees potential in what we can be. And we like playing with each other, and we like seeing each other do well. We know if one person scores, all of us scores. And we know a lot of our goals are team oriented and not individually oriented. And so that's why I think you see the gel and the connection come from, because we're going to always do what we can to make the extra pass and to do the right thing. So, yeah.
And then one more last question. So after last game, you talked to me. I asked about the starters, and you made note of the bench and how important they would be down the stretch, especially come playoff time. Mm-hmm. So naturally, a couple of days later, the bench pretty much takes over the game, and pretty much puts the game away. So can you just speak to how much of a weapon it is to have so many different options to do anything on any given night on either side of the floor off the bench?
It feels good, and we have a next person up team, and to have 43 points off of our bench and to have someone have a double-double off of our bench, I think it just gives us a lot of versatility. And it gives not only trust. It's not only the coaching staff that has trust. Your teammates have trust in you, and so when you have the starters that are sitting over the bench. I think Allie had 14 minutes in the fourth quarter. And I was like, okay, let me get her a couple of more minutes in. And she's over there cheering for Dana and Julie like she's in the game. It just makes your job more easier knowing that you have vet leaders that really are for the bench as much as the bench is for the starters. So we have a good chemistry and good culture here, and I'm just fortunate to play my part and be a part of it.
Gratitude, Coach.
Thank you.
Any last questions for Coach?
Yeah, can I just get one real quick? Coach, how do you think, congrats on the win, how do you think Candace handled this game? I know she didn't score, and I could kind of tell at the end she's doing her best to get that ball in the basket, but how do you think she handled her second game back here at Crypto?
I think Candace, this is a game that like epitomizes who she is, because she can affect the game in different ways. And so she doesn't have to score the ball to actually be effective. She scored 11 rebounds. She had 2 block shots. I thought it was 3, but y'all statisticians in LA, they're not good, but had 4 assists. I'm joking about that. But I thought she affected the game in other ways. And I thought, she helped us get better. And that's all you can ask, especially when, your shot's not falling. Sometimes those things happen, those days happen. It's always great if they happen, that they happen in a win. So we know she'll make shots next game. It's just chance, just what happens.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Coach.
All right. Thanks, guys.
I think Rebecca's coming too.
Oh, we're doing it together.
Scooch over one in a second.
I think that's one of our biggest strengths is our bench and our depth because I don't really think a lot of other teams have that in the league. So just any extra experience some of the newer players can get, I think, is really important and will help us down the stretch.
And you definitely, seem to take on a leadership role, and your time spent with Candace seems maybe to have added to that. Do you feel like a leader out there with the second unit, or how would you describe that?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I have the most experience out of all of them, so I feel like it's just my job to make it as easy as I can for them and sort of help them get adjusted to Chicago Sky basketball, the WNBA. Any questions that they have, I try to help out just because of how far we played last year and me being a starter. So besides Dana, really, and Ruthie, especially with like Beck and Julie and Lee, I just try to help them in any way I can to adjust and make sure that they feel comfortable.
Stephen Gardner on Zoom. Stephen Gardner.
Hey, Z, great game today.
Thank you.
So today you passed your career mark for made threes in the season, and we're just barely past halfway through this season as it is. So was that like a point of emphasis as far as your off-season workouts coming into this season and providing floor spacing, or is that just kind of like a natural progression to the game?
I definitely shot a lot. I mean, I shoot every off season, but when I got back from Russia, a lot of my training was just shooting. I was kind of working through just taking a break and still trying to be in rhythm with playing basketball, but not really pounding too much. I had a couple of ankle sprains over there, so I wanted to sort of let my body rest, and I just did a lot of shooting workouts, like a lot, because I couldn't really do much else. So I've always been a shooter, like since I was in college. My first year in the league, I had a pretty good shooting percentage. So I don't think it's really anything different, but I just think I'm more confident this year, honestly.
And then, so last game was subpar by collectively from the bench by you guys' lofty standards you set throughout the season. So do you feel like that performance and just kind of the rotation tweaks that happened to get that win, fast forward into today, you feel like that kind of was like the driving force behind the concerted efforts from so many different pieces off the bench tonight?
Yeah, I mean, whenever you don't really play that great, just as individually and as a group, like you want to come out and play better the next game. I just think we got more time on the floor this game also, which helps you to sort of get in more of a flow, a rhythm, and that just helps. It helps you to sort of work through your mistakes. So I think just with the added time and yeah, the performance from last game is just sort of I think we're just trying to come out and be focused, especially on the road.
All right. Thanks, Stephen. Thanks, Azrae.
Thank you.
questions, and then we'll go to Zoom.
Hey, Becca.
Hey.
What do you make of the Rookie of the Year conversations that include your name?
I mean, honestly, I feel like it's just like an honor for my name to even come up in that conversation. But like if whatever happens, it happens. But honestly, like I'm really just here to, play play well, and give the team play great for the team. So
How many friends, family did you have here tonight?
a lot of my cousins, my friend, everybody was here. So it was like great to have a great game and a win in front of them.
And then I asked the same thing to Z. Like this team already has a ton of confidence, but what does a game like this add to that level of confidence? Given that the second unit really played, I think more than the starting five tonight, and you guys outscored the starting five tonight.
Oh, I didn't know that, but I think it's great. Like, I think that's what separates us from other teams, and it's great that the bench can come in and like let the starters rest because it is a long season and the games are closer together. So I think it's just great that the bench can come in and like uphold the same level as the starters, and that's definitely going to help us postseason.
And just what does it mean to you to get your first career triple or double in front of the home crowd?
It's nice. Like I'm glad. I'm happy that I got it, and it makes it even more special that all my friends and family were here. So yeah, it's exciting, and I just appreciative of everything. Mm-hmm.
Stephen Garner on Zoom. Stephen. Stephen, you there?
I took
He's
too
muted.
long.
No, you're good. We don't hear you anymore. Hello? Okay. We're gonna have to pass. Thanks, guys.